Okay.
Welcome to Can We Chat here. My name is Sheila Abram, and we are live. We're having some Facebook kind of connectivity issues, and I think it's going to happen again because it's still saying preparing. But I am recording this, so we will put the video on Facebook if something happens. So Miss Maxine Jones, I'm Sheila Abram, Pacific Coast. Miss Maxine Jones is on the East Coast.
On the East Coast.
Welcome, Miss Jones.
We are back. As I was just sharing, we recently returned from Let's Go Weekend 6 conference in Atlanta, Georgia, which was very, very exciting. And I'm sure you've seen all the pictures on Facebook. And as always, you know, Can We Chat here is about our dreams, our goals, our stories, and our journeys. And it's our mission each week to bring value to our Facebook friends. Well, tonight's topic is about building a successful network marketing business while living with health challenges, so physical challenges. And we have three very special people as our special guests tonight, and they'll be sharing their stories. So we have Mr. Khristofer Chowbay, Mr. Douglas Facey, and his beautiful wife, Mrs. Stacy Facey. So welcome again to Can We Chat Here. And Mr. Khristofer Chowbay, who is well known as Mr. 5 and 5, you are up first, sir. So my first question to you is, how long have you been a Karatbars affiliate? Sheila, you have to unmute him. There we go. So, Khristofer, how long have you been a Karatbars International affiliate? He's muted again.
Khristofer, try to unmute your mic yourself because the platform is definitely having some issues.
Yeah, it's not cooperating tonight. Yeah. Let's see.
There we go. I know. What is this? Unmute. I can't unmute Khristofer. Khristofer, you can't unmute your mic at the bottom of the screen? No, he can't. Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. How y'all doing? Okay. I've been in Karatbars. It'll be a year in June. June's actually on my birthday, so June 17th. And
ask him the question again, Maxine. The rest of it.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? We were talking about physical challenges. What made you accept Dante Taylor's invitation to do the business? Because I know you've gone through a whole lot. So what made you accept the invitation?
It was Dante. Dante is the one that really motivated me with his story. Because to be honest with you, I never watched the video. We got to talking. He called me on my birthday, and he didn't even wish me happy birthday. The first thing he said was, hey, he knew I just went through my surgery and everything, and I was, going through my recovery. So he called me and was like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm feeling great. And he's like, look, I got something you need to check out. Do me a favor. Go look at this video. I said, look, he got to talking, telling me about what he was going through. By the time 2 hours had went by, and I said, where do I sign up? And he was like, well, I can sign you up right here. He signed me up. I said, what do I do next? He said, you need to get a package. I said, well, let me do that. I did that. Then he said, set up your KYC. I uploaded my documents and got it approved, and I just started running after that.
No, one of the things, go ahead. One of the things we want to do, Khristofer, is we want to take a step backwards just a little bit. We want to hear your story. We want to hear, what were you going through? Because the name of this stream is, building a network marketing business with living with physical challenges. So let's kind of get a little backstory to what you were going through when you got that phone call from Dante Taylor.
Okay, well, I was going through, where do I start? I had multiple surgeries. I was in dialysis. I was a diabetic. I was on 3 insulin shots, sometimes 4 insulin shots a day. I had sleep apnea, high blood pressure. I had 3 different blood pressure medications. I was blind. I mean, I lost pretty much half of my eyesight. I couldn't really see. I couldn't dress myself. I couldn't feed myself. I was sick every day, throwing up. So it was just a ton of things happening at one time. Then I had a severe car accident. I had several car accidents, about 4 major car accidents in the last 3 years. So I've been through a whirlwind of different things going on. So it was like, wow, what's next?
So then when Dante told you about what he was doing and you know, he was, with his excitement, sharing it with you, even though you were going through all that, what made you say, you know what, I could do this? You know, I can do this.
What made me feel like I could do it was I knew what I was capable of inside. I knew that I could reach people. I knew I could connect with people. And as long as I had information that they could use that could be beneficial, I felt like, hey, I can do this. I can talk. I can walk. You know, I can communicate. And that's all you got to do in this business. And it's also about building relationships. And I had a lot of relationships that I had built along the way. I just feel like I can just use that as a springboard.
So it was more or less the way he presented it to you, and you saw the simplicity of the business, that it wouldn't be a challenge to do.
Absolutely. I felt like, you know, as long as I could get up in the morning and then I can breathe every day, and I said I can do it. Anybody can do this. As long as you can breathe and you can get up in the morning, you can do it. So that's what I looked at.
I have another question for you. What's your niche as far as, you know, method of prospecting? You know, how do you prospect?
Well, I use a lot of different types of methods. I kind of like, I do the texting. I do the inboxing on Facebook. I call people in my phone. I try to reach out to people that I haven't spoken with in a while, because they like to hear something from someone they haven't heard from in a while. And they tend to be like, okay, I'll take a look at it. Opposed to someone who sees you all the time and they hear you talk all the time. And it's like, he's just talking about something else. I mean, you know, it goes in one ear and out the other. So I tend to try to reach out to people who I haven't spoken with in a while, family members, and also random people, anybody that comes to the door, delivery person, you know, I don't even care. Uber driver. It don't have to be for me, but you're going to hear what I got to say before you leave. So that's pretty much it.
And you know, one of the things when we were talking to you on the phone, Khristofer, tell us what you said about being on dialysis and working this business. One of the things you found out.
I found out that while you're sitting there for 3 hours, I used to look around and see people watching TV, on their phone. Some people are asleep. And I'm thinking how many people you can contact while you're sitting here for 3 hours. You can make millions of dollars right there. And you won't have to do anything. No effort at all. But to each his own. So you can't criticize people. You know, people emotionally are going through different things. So I try not to criticize. I say that, but, you know, I got to constantly remind myself to ease up on people. And, you know, everybody does things at their own speed.
And then one of the things you said, because you actually had a kidney transplant?
Kidney and a pancreas transplant.
And so now you're like given a new leash on life, even though you still got a ways to go as far as your recovery. But one of the things you were saying is now you have like a purpose. You know, you got a new leash on life. And yet now you have this business that the sky is the limit for you.
Absolutely. So for the first time in my life, I really feel like you know, I have something that not only I can help myself, but I can help others. I never really felt like I had a purpose in my life. I didn't know what it was. And I was kind of, you know, doing this and doing that and all over the map. And my mom used to always tell me, you know, you need to get focused. You need to settle down. Why don't you do what these people are doing? And I was always getting compared to people in my family who were doing very well. And I felt like I was letting people down. So now I say, okay, I got a second chance. I'm going to show them that you should have never gave up on me. And I got a lot of people to prove, and I got a lot of people looking to me now, and I got to be the leader and show them the way. So that's what I plan to do.
So how has being an affiliate with Karatbars International, how has it affected your life?
I'm going to tell y'all right now, if y'all had met me maybe a year ago, I was a different person. I was just mad. I was mad at the world. I was mad at my circumstances, my situation. I blamed everything. I was just like, why me? You know, but what Karatbars has shown me is that it's not about you. Yeah. You can use your experiences to help other people who are dealing with no matter what they're going through. You know, people always look for somebody for that shining light. And I used to always be the negative person, like, man, you know, that's not going to work. But then I started looking at other people and I said, look, you know, people are really trying to do this and people are making you be positive. Even if you don't want to be, you might be down, you may be feeling, you know, the worst. Then you hear somebody in Wealth Builders, you get on a power call, you get on Facebook, you see people doing things and helping other people. You're like, man, I want to do that. And I can do that. So, you know, it drives you and definitely makes you a better person. And if the world was like what we do, it'd be a better world to live in. But
I remember you shared with me that you used to be very depressed and that you'd never smiled. But when I met you, all you did was smile. And you hit the floor running. You've been smiling ever since.
I never smiled this much in my life, honestly.
Well, you know, Khristofer, it's been a pleasure, having you on. And I know once we are able to put this on Facebook, you're gonna get so many comments, because that's why we love to do this segment, because something that you said is going to inspire someone else, because there are other people out there. As a matter of fact, I remember when you were recovering from your kidney transplant, someone else got on the power call and he said he had just had a transplant as well. You know, this platform lets people know that you're not alone in your circumstances. There are other people who are doing this business. And Khristofer, I know you have personally sponsored, I mean, how many? It's been
it's 119 now.
119.
But, you know, like Mr. Delco told me, he called me and he said, Mr. Chowbay, I need to talk to you. You know, you're doing outstanding, but I don't want to just get you out of what you're doing, but slow down and speed up. Get the people, just sort. Don't worry about who's going to do what. Just sort through them. So I'm still in the process of going through my blue dots. I don't try to leave nobody behind. I know a lot of people going through things, so I don't want to forget them, but I don't want to slow down even just for one person. I got to keep moving. So that's what it is.
And the blue dots, all that is.
That says, love everyone, but wait on no one.
No one.
And the blue dots are free affiliates for those of you watching this on Facebook. What he's talking about is, you know, it's free to sign up in Karatbars. It's free. But we're looking for people who want to make money. We're wealth builders. So Khristofer is going back and he's sorting through all of those free affiliates, you know, to really make them aware of what they have their hands on in this business. So Khristofer, it has been a pleasure having you on. Can we chat here? We are going to go to a wonderful husband and wife team. It's Maxine Jones. I'm going to let you introduce them.
Oh, this is a dynamic, phenomenal couple who is just building a massive team, but with the challenges that they're going to share with you, but they are just absolutely trudging through their faith, their belief, and they are just being a light in this world. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Douglas Facey and Mrs. Stacy Facey, welcome to Family Chat here.
Thank you.
And it's an absolute pleasure having you guys here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So my first question to you both is also, how long have you been a Karatbars affiliate? And when did you get in?
Well, myself, I joined under my wife November of last year. And Stacy joined before.
Yeah, I started May of last year, but I was
okay.
I was a blue dot until November.
Oh, you were a blue dot. So then, being a blue dot, she decided that she's going to sponsor her husband, who did not become a blue dot because he got fired up. But what made you accept Lady Prosperity's invitation to the business? What did you see? What did you see in reference to something that you wanted to do, knowing also the challenges that you had with your husband?
Well, when Lady Prosperity came to me in May, we were going through a lot of different things. Doug was recovering from a stroke, and we were in a different financial bracket. Like, we had lost nearly everything that we had, our furniture, everything. So we were basically on the bottom, just trying to build ourselves up. And so I was already juggling a lot of things, but I did register because it was for free. So I did listen to her, and I don't remember how I even registered, but I know I did it because when she came back to me in November, I was already an affiliate. So I responded to her by registering. I just didn't do anything because I was going through so much with trying to help my family to get back on track, because we had been going through a lot. And so
tell us a little about your family, because you have children. Tell us a little bit about that. Okay.
Yeah, we have 5 children, 4 girls and 1 boy, and we've moved from Boston to Florida. And when I had a stroke in my sleep. I did not know I had a stroke. I woke up, I had numbness on my hand, and when I tried to speak, nothing came out. So I realized something was wrong. My wife wasn't there. She went to work. And my daughters, I was pacing back and forth in hysterical. I can't say it. Yeah. But my daughters noticed something was wrong with me, and they called my wife, and the ambulance came to me, and they told me I had a stroke and affect my speech, not only my speech, my reading and writing. I can read, but I can read short sentences. I can't read a whole book. It's difficult for me to read.
So with your challenges, what made you feel that you could actually do this business?
Well, when after the stroke, I suffered from depression. So, but I don't let, I try to overcome my challenges, and I have a drive to success. So Stacy, she kind of not physically slapped me, but not physically, but pushed me to get out of my depression, because she was carrying the weight. And before the stroke, I was the breadwinner of the family.
Yeah.
So it's a change.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a deep desire to be successful, no matter what the challenge. And nothing is gonna keep me down.
That's an
Wow.
excellent outlook. You have a powerful little wife there, because she pushed you. But she believed in you. She saw that, you know, and then that's got to be a challenge too, you know, just to wake up. You're slim. You're you know, not the typical look as far as someone having a stroke.
And we have no family with a history of stroke in my entire family. So it was stress. The doctor said it was stress.
Stress. Oh, wow. So now, one of the things that you said that you, when we asked, what is your niche? You know, what is your prospecting method? And what did you explain what your favorite way to present carrot bars is? What's your favorite way, Doug?
Sharing the video. So I can't speak so well. I don't want to mess up. So I shared the video. I sent a text. Are you interested on making more income? And obviously they says yes. So I send the video, and when they respond, I put them on a three-way call with Lady Prosperity or my wife.
So you are absolutely following the map.
Oh yeah. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And that makes it so much easier because anyone can actually send someone to a link. And like you said, you don't have to speak. The video actually speaks for you. It's excellent.
Don't recreate the wheel.
The wheel, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Now, Stacy, you shared your favorite method of presenting carrot bars. What's your favorite method?
My favorite method is sharing it on social media, doing videos, because I really believe in inspiring other people. And so when we were going through all the financial challenges and everything, I had started doing videos on YouTube, just like inspirational videos, praying videos, just doing ministry. And so I was able to share share carrot bars with those people, because I felt like, okay, it's real. I experienced it for myself, that this is something that has been working for me. I mean, we've tried other, you know, home-based businesses, we've tried to do other things, and just kept on being disappointed, and just as soon as you think you're gonna get that prize, it's snatched away from you. But I would say that carrot bars was the first thing that we have done together where we saw instant blessing and reward. And so I wanted to share that with my followers on YouTube and also on Facebook. And so the videos, they have been great. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful.
You guys have been through so much together and continually are going through. So how has carrot bars changed your life? How has it affected your life as a couple?
Well, we work closely together. Before we was, when she sees Stacy, we see me. But I run her business. I'm in the back room, and she's just, I like to say, she's the pretty face of the business, and I'm in the back room. So we're a team.
Yeah, we're a team.
Yeah. And when I have an affiliate, I let her she do the three-way with my prospect. So if Lady Prosperity is not available, she does the three-way.
Yeah.
So,
And you know, it's funny how you said you're in the background. Well, it's funny, Doug, when I first met you, I think it was at the Freedom Celebration in January, you came up to me. Yes, Stacy was with you, but you were definitely not in the background. And one of the things you told me, you said, because we had almost just aired this Facebook live stream on building a network marketing business, living with physical challenges, and you told me how that inspired you because Miss Colette Jackson was on, and she suffered a stroke as well, and you told me that gave you the courage to speak up. And I tell you, from that time on, you're a regular voice on the power call. You are not in the background at all. You're a regular voice.
I remember the first time getting on the power call, and it just was astounding because you just did it.
Yeah.
You just stepped out there by faith, and you just did. But you did share. It was because of the Can We Chat? It gave you the courage.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Douglas, man. When I heard you on the power call, man, I was like, yeah, Doug. Yeah. I was like, they better not cut Doug off, man. Go, Doug.
Hey, I would not say 15 seconds to
No, we
Doug.
wouldn't say 15 seconds. Never to Doug. No, absolutely not.
And when I get excited, I mess up. So I have to slow down, but my mind is thinking fast, but my mouth is not keeping up with my mind.
Nah, you good, man.
Jackson shared that too, that she has to kind of sync the mind with the mouth. Yeah.
Right.
Now, there's some good news that we're going to share on Can We Chat here. And you know what, Khristofer, since you were the one that let the cat out of the bag,
Yeah, you share.
Share some really good news about Doug and Stacy Facey, the team. Because he, like he said, he's working her business with her. What's the good news, Khristofer?
Well, for everyone, Miss Stacy Facey is now a gold director. So
almost.
no, you are. You got to speak it to existence.
I received it.
You got that one. That one.
That's right. Because you're
had a drum roll.
One transaction away. Is that it, Stacy?
Yeah.
When you get off of Can We Chat here tonight, like Khristofer said, you are a gold director. Now, for those of you that
oh my God.
Maxine, you're frozen.
What transaction? That's
nothing.
Nothing.
I'm frozen again.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Am I back? Still frozen?
Yeah.
Right. How about now? Am I back? Yes.
You're back.
Okay.
There we
Come
go.
back.
So we want to see, this is, and you have, you're doing Carrot Bars part-time, isn't that correct, Stacy?
Yes.
See, so this is the power of Carrot Bars. The power of Carrot Bars is you can run your business part-time and you can earn and generate and build a monster business in the world of Carrot Bars. And the beautiful thing is it fits everyone. Like Doug is able to, like he said, help her run the business, do all the background stuff. She's working, she has another job, but yet they have a plan when they come together to move forward. So you two are a wonderful, shining example of teamwork, of not letting any circumstances get you down. Khristofer, you two as well. Go ahead, Stacy.
I just wanted to say one thing. So with Doug, if you had seen Doug last year, Doug was, when he said depressed, it was real. But when Lady Prosperity called us in November, Doug, you can see the light bulb went off, like he started glowing again. And then to see him just to be celebrated at the Let's Go weekend, you know, as a person, you know, who I've been praying for him, you know, praying that, you know, the depression will break, because I saw it. I saw a difference in him. Like, this is not the real Doug. You know, he was so sad, you know, and trying to get back on his feet, and, you know, trying to work any jobs he can get. And then now to see, you know, he's running my business and his business, and the team is looking to Doug and he's helping them. It's like a whole different person. Like, God truly answers prayers and God truly heals. And Carrot Bars, this is the real deal. It's the real deal for us.
And mind you, since Let's Go weekend, 2 weeks ago, if somebody had told me I was, if somebody said to me I was gonna speak to hundreds people, I would say they're crazy. 2 years ago, I would not believe it.
Well, now you are speaking to hundreds of thousands of people, because this is global.
Exactly. They're going to see your testimony.
Absolutely
Definitely.
believe.
But you know,
Absolutely.
Hey, I wanted to say something to Douglas.
Warrior there.
go ahead, Khristofer.
I wanted to say something to Douglas. Hey, Douglas, it's funny you said that, because I felt the same way my first Let's Go weekend, because Dante was like, man, you got to go. And I was like, all right, if you say so. I didn't know what it was all about, really. He told me, but I thought it was, you know, a little get together, whatever. Man, I said, I never smiled that much in my life. I was like, you know, and it just changed me from ever that point. I mean, I was already running and doing what I was supposed to do, but power call and, you know, I was like, I don't need all that. But it surprised me. Even me, as hard-headed and stubborn, I was like, man, you need this. But I felt the same way.
And I think one similarity, and like Stacy said, and Khristofer, you said it, you were very depressed, you were angry, but this business, Carrot Bars, but even network marketing in general, see, it is an even playing field for all. See, your background doesn't matter. Your limitations don't matter. Your will, the size of your dream, you're able to achieve with the size of your dream. And, you know, you start to just build a team, because you know what? You build a team that can come to the table with some of the skills you're lacking.
Right.
You know? See, that's what's wonderful about it. You know, from what I already know, Stacy is a powerful speaker, you know, so she doesn't have a problem, you know, being that speaker, you know, whereas Doug is go ahead, Doug, I know what you're saying.
But people don't know Stacy is shy.
What?
She's very shy. I'm the I'm the
He's the bold one.
person.
Yeah, he's the outgoing one. Before all the stroke, he was more out in social, and I'm more in the background. You'll find me praying somewhere and just spending time by myself, you know.
But you know what? You stepped it up. You stepped your whole game up. Your whole game came up.
Carrot Bars will bring it out. It will transform it. You know, all those gifts and talents are in there. It's just they have to be brought to the forefront, because they're there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Maxine,
and you become the leaders that you're supposed to be.
Can you wrap it up and close us out?
Absolutely.
Wonderful guests we had today.
So it's been a pleasure, Mr. Khristofer Chowbay, Mr. 5 and 5, and Douglas and Stacy Facey, the magnificent couple, having fun. Can we chat here? And next week, tune in.
Uh-oh, you froze, Maxine. You're frozen. And listen, while you're frozen,
Pacific time and 9 p.m.
you know what? While Maxine is frozen, she introduced.
Okay, is it better?
Okay.
Okay.
While you were frozen, wait, Maxine, hold on. While you were frozen, you introduced Khristofer as Mr. 5 and 5. We never did explain what that meant.
Khristofer, tell him.
Tell him what it means, Khristofer.
Tell him what 5 and 5 means. Yeah.
Well, what it means is the first 5 weeks from time you get a business package, if you sponsor 5 people who get a package, your package or better, you get a free upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what Khristofer did. He came in and hit the ground running. And he's Mr. 5 and 5.
She did it too. Hey, look, she did it too.
Stacy?
She tried to recruit me.
Are you Mr. 5 and 5?
She tried to recruit me on Facebook. She said, I have a business opportunity. You keep your income options open? I said,
good for you.
I laughed. This is 5 and 5.
Miss 5 and 5, right? This is 5 and 5.
5 and 5.
So it's possible. It is possible. All right, Maxine, go ahead.
Well, next week, as panelists, we will have the individuals who sponsored Mr. Khristofer Chowbay and Douglas and Stacy Facey. So we will be having Mr. Dante Taylor and Lady Prosperity. Don't miss it, and bring your tissues because you know Miss Lady Prosperity is going to have you cry. But you know, Facebook family and friends always, you know, they're looking for topics. So, you know, send your topics, your suggestions in to canwechathere.info. But this has been our pleasure to have all 3 of you as guests. We just love to bring value. We love to share stories. And you guys have a phenomenal story and testament. And you are going to continue just building teams and being awesome. We just know that. So,
so much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
All right. And soon as the recording stops and finalizes, I'm going to share this on Facebook.
Yes, we're going to share it on Facebook. So, Douglas, and you're going to be global.
Thank you so much.
You know you're global. Thank you so much. Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.